Jackie Brown wasn't supposed to be Tarantino's follow-up to Pulp Fiction. It was too slow, too mature, too un-Tarantino. Critics called it his first flop. The studio panicked. But behind the curtain, secret casting wars, a director threatening to walk, and a 8-year-old actress who was told Hollywood had forgotten her. Here are 20 weird facts about Jackie Brown you didn't know, and they're stranger than the movie itself. Number 1. Tarantino took a pay cut to escape studio hell. After Pulp Fiction made $200 million, Tarantino was untouchable. He could have demanded anything. Instead, he took half his usual salary for Jackie Brown, but only if Miramax gave him total creative control and zero notes. The studio agreed, thinking an Elmore Leonard adaptation was safe. They underestimated him. The film became his most divisive work, and his personal favorite. Number 2. The studio wanted Whitney Houston. Tarantino nearly walked. When Tarantino announced Pam Grier as his lead, Miramax executives lost their minds. Grier hadn't starred in a major film since the 1970 Seconds. They pushed for Whitney Houston, Angela Bassett, even Halle Berry. Tarantino's response? If you don't trust me after Pulp Fiction, fire me. They blinked. Grier got the role. And it nearly resurrected her career, almost. Number 3. Elmore Leonard forced Tarantino to change the character's race. The novel Rum Punch featured a white flight attendant named Jackie Burke, but Leonard had one non-negotiable condition when he sold the rights: make her black. He was tired of Hollywood whitewashing his stories. Tarantino didn't just agree, he rewrote the entire script around Pam Grier, renaming the character Jackie Brown as a tribute to her blaxploitation legacy. Number 4. The soundtrack budget was hidden from the board. Tarantino's obsession with soul and funk music nearly killed the film financially. He insisted on expensive tracks from Bobby Womack, the Delphonics, and Minnie Riperton. The music budget hit $2 million, insane for $1,997. Miramax secretly shuffled line items to hide the cost, fearing board members would shut down production. The gamble paid off. The soundtrack became iconic. Number 5. Harvey Weinstein tried to add a torture scene. Tarantino sabotaged it. Weinstein demanded 15 extra minutes of violence, including a brutal torture sequence with Ordell and Beaumont. Tarantino refused, but legally had to shoot something. His solution? He filmed the scene intentionally, terribly bad angles, mumbled dialogue, unusable lighting. When Weinstein saw the footage, he had nothing to insert. Tarantino's quiet rebellion worked. Number 6. Robert De Niro refused to talk to Tarantino for weeks. De Niro was furious about playing Louis, the dopey stoner sidekick. He felt the role was beneath him and only signed on as a favor. For the first 2 weeks of shooting, he barely spoke to Tarantino off camera. His revenge? He improvised Louis' stupidity to absurd levels. The VCR scene where he can't figure out how to rewind a tape? Pure De Niro passive aggression. Number 7. Samuel L. Jackson went on strike over his Jaheri curl wig. Jackson hated Ordell's Jaheri curl wig. He refused to wear it for 3 days straight, saying it made him look like a discount Rick James. Production halted. Tarantino wouldn't budge. Finally, Jackson agreed, but only if Tarantino let him keep the wig afterward and auction it for charity. Deal made. The wig later sold for $4,500. Number 8. Bridget Fonda admitted she was high during filming. Years later, Fonda confessed she smoked weed before most of Melanie's scenes to authentically play a stoner. Tarantino allegedly knew and didn't care. He thought it made her performance better. The bong scenes? She was smoking herbal substitutes, but she was still legitimately high. The crew called her Method Melanie. Number 9. Michael Keaton almost walked over his daughter's birthday. Keaton reprised his out-of-sight character Ray Nicolette as a favor to Elmore Leonard, but his shooting days were scheduled during his daughter's birthday party. He threatened to quit. Tarantino rescheduled an entire week of production around Keaton's family obligation, costing over $50,000 in delays. No one complained. Keaton stayed. Number 10. Pam Grier cried after every major scene. Grier was so overwhelmed by her career comeback that she broke down crying after nearly every important take, not from sadness, from gratitude. The crew started calling her One Take Pam because she'd nail the scene perfectly, then immediately collapse into tears. Tarantino kept a box of tissues in his director's chair specifically for her. Number 11. The trunk scene was Robert Forster's audition. The moment where Max Cherry opens the trunk and silently looks at Jackie? Not in the original script. Forster suggested it during his audition to show Max's quiet attraction. Tarantino loved it so much he rewrote the scene on the spot and cast Forster immediately. That look became the emotional heart of the film. Number 12. Samuel L. Jackson's gun monologue was completely improvised. AK-47. When you absolutely positively got to kill every motherfucker in the room. Tarantino wrote a basic version, but Jackson went on a 90-second improvised rant, inspired by actual gun dealers he'd met while researching. Tarantino kept the cameras rolling. The entire take made the final cut. Number 13. The mall shootout was filmed guerrilla style and nearly got shut down. The Del Amo Fashion Center shootout wasn't fully permitted. Tarantino got approval for light filming, but brought full squib rigs and blank-firing guns. Mall security tried to shut it down mid-scene. Tarantino's crew kept filming anyway, capturing panicked real shoppers in the background. The studio's legal team settled quietly afterward. The scene stayed. Number 14. Bridget Fonda's overdose scene was too real. When Melanie overdoses on the couch, Fonda's eyes rolled back so convincingly that the on-set medic rushed in thinking she was having a real medical emergency. Turns out she'd taken Benadryl for allergies earlier and hadn't told anyone. The drowsiness made the scene disturbingly authentic. They kept that take. Number 15. The opening credits were added 6 months after filming ended. The now iconic opening sequence with Pam Grier walking through LAX to Bobby Womack's across 110th Street. Added 6 months after principal photography because test audiences found the original opening too slow. Tarantino reshot the entire sequence specifically for this. That's why Grier's hair looks slightly different than the rest of the film. Number 16. Tarantino calls it his least favorite child. In 2019, Tarantino admitted Jackie Brown is the film he's most proud of, but he resents how audiences received it. He called it his least appreciated masterpiece, and said, if people had embraced it like Pulp Fiction, he would have made more mature dramas instead of revenge fantasies. It haunts him. Number 17. The Pulp Fiction briefcase conspiracy that won't die. Obsessive fans insist the glowing briefcase from Pulp Fiction is connected to Jackie's money bag. The problem? Jackie's bag doesn't glow. Tarantino has denied this theory dozens of times. But Reddit keeps posting enhanced screenshots that are clearly photoshopped. The conspiracy refuses to die. Number 18. Pam Grier's career comeback lasted exactly 1 year. Despite rave reviews and an Oscar campaign, Grier's career resurgence fizzled almost immediately. She said Hollywood told her she was too old at 48 for leading roles. She's mostly done TV guest spots since. In interviews, she calls Jackie Brown the greatest role I'll never top. Hollywood moved on. Number 19. Barack Obama's endorsement saved the film from obscurity. In 2015, President Obama listed Jackie Brown as one of his all-time favorite films, praising its everyday resilience. The shout-out triggered a Criterion Collection release and a brief cult resurgence. Without Obama's endorsement, the film might have faded into Tarantino's forgotten middle child status. Number 20. Tarantino wrote 40 pages of a sequel, then burned it. In 2003, Tarantino started writing a prequel focused on Ordell's origin story. He got 40 pages in before abandoning it, saying, "Some stories are perfect as they are. I'd only ruin it." Those pages remain locked in his personal vault, unseen by anyone except his inner circle. He's never gone back.